In the previous timeline, my younger brother was adopted by a wealthy family, while I was taken in by a scrap collector. 10 years later, he was cast out by the elite household, while I had built the most prominent steel company in Kingsport City. Given a second chance, my brother tried to walk the same path I once did. He begged the scrap collector to take him instead, though what he never understood was that without me, the steel company that was renowned throughout Kingsport City would never have existed. Chapter 1. I represented Summit Forge Steel, one of the top 10 corporations in the city, as a sponsor for the orphanage where I grew up. They had invited me back for the dedication ceremony. When I stepped out of the limousine in a tailored suit that night, all eyes were on me. Old friends from the orphanage rushed over to greet me. Standing nearby, Mrs. Jones, the director, could not stop telling everyone how far I had come. At that moment, the contrast between my younger brother, who worked at the orphanage as a maintenance worker, and me could not have been more obvious. Inevitably, some people began whispering. Back then, Simon was so cunning. He did not just get himself adopted by Mr. Harrison, but he also made his own brother go home with a scrap collector. That he regrets that now. Who would have thought Mr. Harrison's biological son would come back? Once that happened, they didn't need Simon anymore. Wesley really got lucky. A scrap collector's kid has turned into a promising young man. Simon must be sick with regret. Everyone's gaze drifted toward Simon Harrison, who was quietly stacking chairs in the corner. He was looking at me, too. His eyes were bloodshot. The broom clenched in his hand creaked under his grip. After the ceremony ended, Simon approached me. He asked if I could arrange a position for him at the company. He carried himself with humility. His thin frame seemed barely able to stand against the biting wind. We were brothers, after all. In the end, my resolve wavered. I agreed. Then, Simon threw an arm around my shoulders and pulled me toward the staff dormitories. I knew you wouldn't forget about me. Wesley, come help me pack up. I don't want to spend another minute in this orphanage. The moment I stepped inside, Simon's face changed. He shoved me hard into the room and locked the door behind us. Then, he lit a match and tossed it into the wooden cabinet. The flames spread fast. Thick smoke filled the air and burned my throat. I could not even shout. Simon pinned my hand down when I tried to force open the window. Wesley, you became the president of the steel company because of me. What gives you the right to act like you're doing me a favor? Damn it, if my life's a wreck, you don't get to walk away clean either. If you really cared about me, die with me. Ha ha ha. Since we're brothers, we'll burn together. Ha ha ha. He had no idea the ordeals I had to survive to get to where I was today. Simon's face blurred behind the rising flames. Everything went dark. I hit the floor. When I opened my eyes again, I was lying in my old bed at the orphanage. It was as if I had just woken up from an afternoon nap. Disbelief crashed over me as I stared at everything around me. Just then Mrs. Jones burst into the room and clapped her hands excitedly to wake us up. Hurry and get ready. 2 families are coming to adopt you today. The room erupted into motion. Kids scrambled out of bed, pulled on their best clothes, combed their hair, and washed their faces. It was a ritual we had learned over the years. One had to move fast and look presentable, or one might be left behind. One of the older kids ran out to scope the situation and came back practically vibrating with excitement. One of the families looks loaded. Designer clothes and the whole package. But I'm probably too old for them. What about the other one? Just one guy. He's dressed as if he crawled out of a junkyard. We had long since learned how to read people and suck up to whoever looked powerful. Naturally, we all mocked the idea of a scrap collector thinking he had any business adopting a child. Simon let out a scoff and shook his head, like he was disappointed in everyone's lack of vision. Then he grabbed my arm. Come on, Wesley, let's go take a look. He carried himself with a depth of calculation that did not belong to someone his age. That was when it hit me. He had traveled back in time, too. If I was not mistaken, His target this time was the scrap collector standing not far away, Ronald B.R. Simon had always known how to sweet-talk adults. The moment he approached, Mrs. Jones beamed, and